Good evening. I'm Joel Thompson, and I'm the principal here at Mount Lebanon High School. I am honored to welcome you to Mount Lebanon High School's annual awards ceremony. This is a special evening when we get to recognize a fantastic group of students who demonstrate the highest levels of academic excellence, as well as notable efforts outside of the classroom via athletics, extracurricular activities, or in service to our community. It is my pleasure to welcome our student honorees, their families, and friends, faculty, and staff members. Joining me on stage are representatives of the organizations that make this evening possible by awarding thousands of dollars to our students. Welcome, representatives, and please know we are extremely grateful for your generous support of our students. Also joining me tonight is our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Melissa Fries, and the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Education, Dr. Ron Davis. Like me, Dr. Fries and Dr. Davis are honored to be a part of this celebration of student accomplishment, and we look forward to the future success which lies in store for each of you. Before we begin, I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of Mrs. Rachel Jackson, high school counselor, and Mrs. Maria Demchek, high school counseling secretary, in coordinating the awards in this event. The protocol for tonight is a guest presenter or I will announce an award, and the student recipient should make their way to the podium to receive the award and then return to their seat. Pictures may be taken of students and the presenters at intermission. Students who receive their awards during the second half of the ceremony may take pictures at the end of the program. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. We are deviating from the original order of the presentation tonight due to the exciting news that our boys lacrosse team will be playing in the WPIAL Championship tomorrow and has practice this evening. Some of the awardees do need to get to their practice, so let's begin. The tradition of excellence established at Mount Lebanon High School by our students does not end at graduation. Most of our graduates go on to be leaders in their chosen fields. I have the honor of acknowledging one such Mount Lebanon High School graduate. Richard J. Madden is a 1952 graduate of Mount Lebanon High School who went on to become extremely successful in business. In his desire to give back to his alma mater, he established a scholarship to be awarded to a junior who has excelled in academics and extracurricular activities. The scholarship is $12,500 a year, renewable for all 4 years of college, totaling $50,000. I'm pleased to introduce the presenter for the Richard J. Madden Foundation Scholarship, Mrs. Barbara Young.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson, and good evening. As Dr. Thompson stated, I'm here this evening to present on behalf of the Richard Madden Foundation. This is our 23rd award here at Mount Lebanon High School and also marks a $1 million milestones in scholarships having now been awarded to Mount Lebanon students. Mr. Madden is a 1952 graduate of Mount Lebanon and truly values the education he received here. He's asked me to pass along his apologies for not being able to attend this evening, but looks forward to returning next year. When he graduated from Mount Lebanon, he was undecided about continuing his education due to a lack of funds. At that time, it was possible to work extra jobs in order to finance one's education, which is what he did. This is not true in today's world, and he feels very strongly that he wanted to keep qualified students who may be indecisive about continuing their education due to a lack of funds. It is with this idea in mind that he created this scholarship to provide post-secondary scholarship assistance to a junior student who will be graduating from Mount Lebanon. The winner tonight will be eligible to receive up to $50,000 to put towards their education. While there are multiple criteria to qualify for this award, the biggest is having demonstrated a financial need. This year, we received almost 20 applications, all from very wonderful, qualified, and talented students. Mr. Madden and I reviewed each application thoroughly and narrowed the selection down to 4. The scholarship committee here then made the final selection. So on to my big news of the evening, which is who the winner is of this award. Her references describe her as being reliable, respectful, and polite. Also bright, hardworking, and a driven young lady who shares her authentic and warm manner in her everyday kindness. Wouldn't everyone love to be described that way? She resides in a household of 6 women, of whom migrated here from the small country of Georgia. And with all of those wonderful assets and characteristics, she also has maintained a weighted QPA of 5.0. At this time, I am pleased to award the 2024 Richard Madden Scholarship to Miss Sophie Chumbarese. Sophie, please come forward to accept this award. Thank you. Yes, please.
Sophie, Mrs. Young's, she needs you to go and get a picture now if you could. That would be wonderful. Sophie is also our co-president for the class of 2025, so we look forward to her leadership role next school year. Congratulations, Sophie. Our next award Our next award is the Poppy Haglias Memorial Philanthropy Award of the Philoptochos Society of Holy Cross Greek Orthodox Church. Here to present is Vasso Palioris, first Vice President of the Holy Cross Ladies Philoptochos Society.
Good evening. It is beyond a great joy to be here this evening, as this class holds very special place in my heart, because now my youngest is a part of this graduating class of Mount Lebanon 2024. And exactly 30 years ago this time, I was in her shoes running around this building and counting down the days to prom and graduation. So it's just unreal to come full circle back in here where so much changes yet nothing does. And it's my hope and prayer that they all come back here so one day I'm back in these seats again. So as a Greek woman, in growing up here in Mount Lebanon, my church is Holy Cross Greek Orthodox Church. You may know it, across the street from the Galleria, up on the hill. The food fair, yes, it's coming up in 3 weeks, but I want to draw your attention to the food festival that's in the fall, if you have ever been. And that festival is put on by our Ladies Philoptochos Society. The Ladies Philoptochos Society is the philanthropic arm to the Greek Orthodox Church under the Archdiocese of North America. We are the group that does so that we can constantly give to others. Philoptochos means friend or supporter of the poor, poor in health, poor in funds, poor in spirit, poor in companionship. Whatever you're in need of, we are there. We fundraise, we take that money from the Fall Festival and we give it out fully to here in our community, in our region, and across the country and around the world. Our impacts are very strong because throughout North America, there's like 600 some chapters. So with the Philanthropy Award, it is a tremendous honor for us to give back to somebody who personifies the work that we do throughout the year. So as if anybody saw my Big Fat Greek Wedding, that is my life, that is my children's life. So the man would sit there and break down the words and where they come from. So yes, it's always a lesson in our home. So just as I explained what philoptochos means, a lot of you may know philanthropy comes from the Greek, meaning friend of or supporter of mankind. So that is who we are honoring tonight, 2 very distinguished students who, through their essays and their hard work, have displayed to us their mission of philanthropy and what they do for others. So I would like to award to Aiden Ritchie and to Teresa Lassick. Thank you for all you do.
Our next award is the Nadine E. Bogner Memorial Scholarship. The Nadine E. Bogner Memorial Scholarship was established to honor Nadine Bogner, who was successful in business for over 55 years. Nadine was a native Pittsburgher and Mount Lebanon resident. She was well known in her community for her generosity to many local organizations and charities. Nadine epitomized all that a business owner should be: smart, ethical, and involved in her community. The scholarship is awarded to a senior student who plans to major in a business-related curriculum in college and participates in community service. This year's recipient is Miles Halter. Our next award is the Leo and Marie Russell Scholarship. The children of Leo and Marie Russell award a scholarship annually to a Mount Lebanon High School senior who will be attending Penn State University at University Park. Recipients of this award have demonstrated academic achievement, leadership potential, and community service. The winners of the Leo and Marie Russell scholarships are Quinn Lynham and Lily Mira. Here to present the Ty Shields Memorial Scholarship is Mr. Drew Shields, Ty Shields' brother.
Good evening. My brother Ty was a 1994 graduate of Mount Lebanon High School. He participated in many extracurricular activities at the high school, including playing on both the football and baseball teams, and was class treasurer his senior year. Ty's biggest attribute, though, was the way he treated other people. Being kind and outgoing, he made friends easily. Whether it be an athlete, a band member, or the person sitting beside him in the study hall, he always kept himself open to new people throughout his life. Ty's sense of humor was uncanny. He could do or say something you had seen or heard him do dozens of times before, but somehow he could retain its humor. Upon graduation from Mount Lebanon, Ty was accepted into Fairfield University. He enjoyed college life with his new friends and joined the rugby team. 3 weeks into his freshman year, he wasn't feeling particularly well and visited a nurse who brought him to the hospital to have tests done. He was soon diagnosed with stage 4 acute lymphoblastic leukemia. He was immediately given chemotherapy and returned to Pittsburgh, where he was admitted to the oncology unit of West Penn Hospital. He was determined to win his battle with cancer. He had plenty of visits from his family and friends and enjoyed the summer at home. That October, though, the cancer came back with a vengeance, and after a hard-fought 15-month battle, Ty passed away on January 2nd, 1996, at the age of 19. Our family thought what we could do in his memory, and we decided we wanted to give away a scholarship to a graduating senior at Mount Lebanon High School that embodied the same values Ty did and who wanted to go into higher education, whether it be college or a trade school. To help fund the scholarship, my parents decided to hold the first annual Ty Shields Memorial Scholarship, or Ty Shields Memorial Golf Tournament. And 5 months after his passing, we had a couple hundred golfers teeing off at Lindenwood Golf Course. We ended up having 24 annual golf tournaments altogether, thanks to the tremendous support from our family and friends. This $15,000 scholarship is looking for an individual who not only worked hard at their grades, but also worked hard outside the classroom as well, whether it be athletics, music, charity work, or just being a good friend and considerate person. Some of the same things my brother strove to do. There are many qualified applicants every year that apply for this scholarship, and this year was certainly no exception. The final couple of applicants hoping to receive this award after it's been narrowed down are then interviewed by myself and some of Ty's closest friends to reveal more of their personality other than just what's written down on their application. This year, for only the fourth time since we've given the scholarship, we have co-recipients. And these two people are pretty awesome. I'm very pleased to give this year's Ty Shields Memorial Scholarship to Thibault Latif and Micah Gill.
Now to present the Sheldon Campbell Award in German is Mrs. Roberta Campbell, wife of the late Sheldon Campbell.
When Sheldon Campbell retired after 43 years career in education, our friends and family felt a lifetime of devotion to young people should be honored. Therefore, we established the Sheldon Campbell Award in German. In those years, he taught German for 39 years, was supervisor of foreign languages for 31 years. They overlap a little, if you notice, and assistant principal of the junior high school for 4 years. He began the Mount Lebanon Duren German program, which is now in its 41st year. Sheldon Campbell was also known here and in Germany and Austria for his excellence in understanding and speaking the German language and his passion for its literature. In Austria, he was frequently asked if he was from Berlin. This award is given to a fifth-year advanced placement student who has exhibited outstanding achievement in the study of the German language and its literature. This year's awardee is an outstanding German student who has taken great pride in her work. She has excelled in classroom instruction and has been active in the annual German Day competition. This year, she won the top prize in the individual poetry recitation. Although not going on the German trip, she has hosted the German students in her home. In her recitation, she recited a poem by Goethe, which happened to be one of Sheldon Campbell's favorite poets. I'm pleased to name Catherine Powers as the awardee of the Sheldon Campbell Award in German. And there's some money with it.
And I say this every year, and I hope to be able to say it for many, many more years. If you're not aware, Mrs. Campbell, Roberta, is one of my most reliable, hardest working substitute teachers. She's here almost every single day at the high school covering classes. So we appreciate all Roberta's work. Here to present the Michael N. Cohen Memorial Scholarship are Michael's parents, Dr. Martin Cohen and Mrs. Faye Cohen.
Good evening. It is always unfortunate for family and friends when a loved one dies. When a child dies, whatever the cause, it is a tragedy. Family and friends, and especially parents, face the utmost grief and despair. Our son, Michael Cohen, died on November 20th, 1999 at the age of 16. Well, he was a sophomore student here at Mount Lebanon. He didn't die from a disease or an accident or an overdose. He died from incompetence and greed. Michael died 30 minutes after leaving the doctor's office. The doctor had administered a treatment that, according to most medical texts, required a 2-hour observation period. Michael was sent home after 10 minutes and died 30 minutes later at home. That is incompetence. A few months later, after a subsequent investigation, my wife and I were told that Michael's inhaler had no active ingredients in it, although it had only been purchased recently. As a matter of fact, Michael was using it for the first time only 3 days before his death. The company that manufactured the inhaler had received numerous warnings concerning their quality control procedures, but they chose to ignore them. Shortly after Michael's death, the company was fined $500 million, still the largest fine ever levied by the FDA, and forced to recall millions of inhalers. That is greed. I'm telling you this story not for sympathy, absolutely not. I'm telling you this because as I look out tonight at this young group of scholars and future leaders in business, medicine, arts, engineering, and other respected professions, I would plead with you to make decisions with your hearts, not just with your brains, and especially not just with your wallets. While the Michael Nathan Cohen Scholarship requires acceptance at one of the Penn State campuses, including good grades and letters of recommendation, it is basically given to a young person who cared. Michael cared about other people, whether it meant lifting someone's spirit with a joke or simply lending a helping hand to others less fortunate. It is thus appropriate that this award to be used toward first semester tuition be given to an outstanding senior who most exemplifies these qualities. Our recipient is going to be a theater arts major at Penn State this fall. On a side note, my wife and I enjoyed the theater, and especially the Broadway theater. And it would be wonderful to see this young man in a few years on the Broadway stage. So we are pleased to award the Michael Nathan Scholarship Award this evening to Carter Fraco Conti.
Here to present the Bridging Boundaries Award is Unit 1 Principal Dr. Teresa Mitchell.
The Bridging Boundaries Award was established to honor senior students who have shown excellence in school engagement and success in their pursuits. The winners for this award are achievers who demonstrate their positive character traits, motivation to achieve goals, and inspire a positive and uplifting spirit in others. They have good grades and assert themselves in the classroom and outside activities within the community. We applaud their efforts to going above and beyond in their school and community and building positive bridges between themselves and others. These qualities will help them to be successful and achieve their goals in life. Tonight, we have 5 winners. Sophia DeVita. Lucy Goulash. Ahmad Ramani. Musta Ramani. And Carlos Wilhelm. The Ella B. Ion Math Award was established in memory of Ella B. Ion, who was a Western Pennsylvania educator who believed that mathematics was the foundation of learning. The award honors the graduating senior who has excelled in the field of mathematics. This year's award goes to Felix Yang. Now to present the Passion for Foreign Language Award is Mount Lebanon alumnus Brendan Meter.
All right. Thank you and good evening. My name is Brendan and I graduated in 2003 and have lots of fond memories of my time at Mount Lebanon. I created this award 3 years ago to recognize 2 seniors who have completed 5 years of study in foreign language. And it's because of my own personal experience in the German program that I was compelled to do so. I think that Mount Lebanon is full of such exemplary students that it's oftentimes easy to optimize to one's own strengths. And mine is math and not German. So I could have taken AP Stats instead of AP German, but that would have been a travesty and could have potentially altered my life. I took AP German. Peg Myers is an exceptional teacher, and after 9/11, the exchange with Durin had been canceled, but thankfully, after my graduation, it started up again. So right after, 2 days after the diploma ceremony, I went over to Germany and spent 3 weeks there. And that connection inspired me to embrace my love for German. Although I didn't take further classes in college, I did, for example, combine my passion for foreign language with computer science to do natural language processing. And I think the biggest thing was when I went back for my PhD, I was doing my own research on mathematical graphs and social networks, and one of my PhD advisors was Luis Fanon. And he was starting this thing called Duolingo, and if it weren't for my love for German, I would be like, why would I make like a better Rosetta Stone, right? It's like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm doing my own thing. But thankfully I didn't say that. So I wanted to recognize what I consider to be a crown jewel of Mount Lebanon's higher education, the German program. There's a dedicated award to it, but it's not just me. I know lots of other students who have gone through it, and it's just been so fundamentally influential on us as individuals. And I think even with ChatGPT and all of its amazingness, it's still incredibly important that we learn foreign languages to connect with a people and a culture, while still using the technology to obviously open doors. You're not going to want to learn a foreign language for every country you visit, so those technologies are amazing, but to not understand a language in a culture, in a set of countries, I think would be really a shame, and therefore I'm not convinced that like foreign language education will still be a thing, even in the future. I want to just take one quick second to recognize a few of the educators who were just so fundamental in igniting my passion for German. So the first was Ralph Kessler, who was the German teacher in the middle school, and Frau Haynes, Kathy Haynes, and Frau Myers, who's still teaching here today. The three of them are absolutely exceptional and have motivated and inspired hundreds of students over the years. So without further ado, I'd like to recognize Tessa Ternulo and Liam Campbell for their awards. Here we go, Lee. Congratulations. Yeah, here you go. Congratulations.
Here to present the Mollenauer Award, named for former track coach Don Mollenauer, is Miss Mary Harwick.
Tradition is a word that is used more often in Mount Lebanon than most anywhere else, but no more so than with cross-country track and field and with the name Coach Donley Moenar, whose achievements in track and field are now the stuff of legends. From 1948 to 1963, Mount Lebanon compiled a string of 144 consecutive dual meet victories and won 12 WPIAL and 2 state championships, as well as claiming 17 individual state champions. Shortly before he retired in 1970, his peers around the country voted Coach Moenar the USA Track and Field High School Coach of the Year. His accomplishments can be summarized as at the time of his retirement, he was the winningest high school track and field coach in United States history. When he retired, the Mount Lebanon Track Club set up the Moenar Plaques Awards in both cross country and track on guidelines that he had established. And those plaques have been given since 1970, and they were awarded on Saturday. But Coach Moenar was also fondly remembered as an almost second father of many of the young men he coached. And in 1996, one of these men, Muncie Ferguson, who felt he owed much of his business success to what he had learned from his coach, commissioned a lifelike bust of the coach to be placed in the Hall of Champions. On it was simply written, "Do your best," because that was always his last words to his teams before they took the field. At the same time, a fundraising campaign was launched so a small scholarship could be given to the senior male and female that the coaches felt had contributed most to the sport during their time at Mount Lebanon High School. Leadership and dedication are considered as well as competition. This scholarship has been awarded since 1996. Coach Moenar had served as an honorary coach for the Mount Lebanon Track Club. And since girls did not have high school competition then, he was especially pleased that the girls' team had competed at a national level. He did not live to see their inclusion in high school sports, but how pleased he would be to see the Mount Lebanon High School girls team in action. I have been giving the Moenar plaques since 1970 and the scholarship since 1996. The coaches choose the senior scholarship wisely, and this year is no exception. It is with great pleasure that we honor these two, Megan Kane and Luke Kramer. Something new, you get to check here. Sorry about that. I have it written on here, but they apparently gave it ahead of time. Thank you. Thank you.
Here to present the Timothy C. Kenny Memorial Scholarship is Mrs. Margaret Kenny, wife of the late Timothy Kenny.
The Timothy C. Kenny Memorial Scholarship was established to honor the memory of my late husband. Tim taught mathematics at Mount Lebanon High School from 1971 to 2006. He cared deeply about his students, and he loved mathematics and was always looking for ways to share his love of mathematics with them. This scholarship recognizes graduating Mount Lebanon seniors who have achieved excellence in the field of mathematics and plan to pursue a career in mathematics or a closely related field. Every year, I'm impressed by the achievements of the applicants for this scholarship. And I'm also impressed by the teachers and the educational program that has encouraged those students to gain that achievement. We see mathematics everywhere, even when we don't exactly recognize it. The following little story was from a Carnegie Mellon graduation from the mathematics department. And it was about a student who, a fictional student, I would suppose, who planned to major in biology. And after one semester, they went in and said, I have to change my major. I found out that biology is really chemistry. And then went back for another semester and changed their major. He said, I don't know, I have to change my major. Chemistry is really physics. And then went back in again after another semester and said, I have to change my major. Physics is really mathematics. Tonight's awards are presented to 6 seniors who have achieved excellence in the study of mathematics and who plan to continue their studies. The awards are for $500 and a copy of How Not to Be Wrong, The Power of Mathematical Thinking by Jordan Ellenberg. I'm pleased to present this year's scholarships to Julia Brown, who plans to major in mechanical engineering. Talia Gelman, who plans to major in mechanical engineering. Lily Ann Mira, who plans to major in biomedical engineering. Christopher Nordwell, who plans to major in mechanical engineering. Noah Seaman, who plans to major in physics. And Elliot Whiteside, who plans to major in mechanical or aerospace engineering. Congratulations to all of the awardees.
Here to present the Blue Devil Club Ann Matheson Quinn Scholarship Award is the president of the Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Club Association, Mr. Brian Walters.
Thanks, Dr. Thompson, and class of 2024, congratulations. You're almost to graduation. As a resident of Mount Lebanon for almost 30 years and the parent of 3 Mount Lebanon High School graduates and a current Mount Lebanon High School student, I can confidently attest that this is really one of the best nights of the entire year for the entire community, because it focuses entirely 100% on the high achievement and success of these incredible students. What you've accomplished, however it manifests itself, inside or outside the classroom, whether it was academics or in some other endeavor. This is an exceptional student body, and it's wonderful to be celebrating tonight with you. It's also a distinct privilege to sit on this stage with so many family who have also invested in the memory of either their children or someone special in their lives, and that helps also reinvest in our community as well. I know my neighbors, Jeff and Marion, are up here as well, who'll be presenting later, and it's always a privilege to share the stage with you as well. This is a special community and a special night. A little bit about the Blue Devil Club. It's been around since 1986. It supports Mount Lebanon student athletes. It's grown tremendously over the years through the incredible donations of parents and family just like you sitting out there. If you ever bought a hoagie from one of our teams or supported a car wash or got an ad in the program, you've helped support Mount Lebanon student athletes, and we thank you. The Blue Devil Club raised over $560,000 last year, which was poured back into the athletic teams to help supplement team needs for the athletic programs. The Blue Devil Club gives a scholarship every year, 2 scholarships, a male and female student athlete who have distinguished themselves in sport, in academics, and within the community. That scholarship is for $2,500 for each male and female student athlete. For the last 20 years, that scholarship has been funded in the honor of Ann Matheson Quinn. The Quinn family has generously funded that scholarship, so it's my honor to introduce Andy Quinn and thank him for his extraordinary generosity in funding this scholarship. Andy, thank you for all you do for Mount Lebanon.
Good evening. Thank you, Brian. My wife was a class of 1971 here, and my children all went through here also. They're all old and ugly now. I am not going to talk about my wife because somebody in the Blue Devil Club 20 years ago when she first passed away wrote something that I have used every time I've done this because it does such a better job than I would ever do about my own wife. So it's just a short little blurb. Ann Matheson Quinn was a lifelong resident of Mount Lebanon community who touched the lives of many people, leaving a standard which is both respected and admired by all that knew her. Ann made it her goal to serve and give back to others. The Blue Devil Club was the recipient of her insight, strong sense of direction, and tireless efforts as a committed volunteer. We are pleased to honor and honored to present the Blue Devil Club scholarship in her name. As Brian said, there are 2. We're going to start with ladies first. This young lady, as a volunteer, she volunteers for the South Hills Miracle League. She's a team buddy there. She's planted trees in Bird Park for the last couple of years, replanting that. Academically, she's got a 5.2 weighted QPA. She has won the Rochester Institute of Technology Math and Science Award. She's a member of National Honor Society, Cum Laude Society. Athletics, she is a 4-year varsity leader in both cross country and track and field. 2-time recipient of the Mulliner Award, 1 in cross country, 1 in track. Mount Lebanon High School Hall of Champions inductee this past year, and a whole lot of other WIPIO and PIAA things that I'm not going to go into right now. Her future is she's going to attend Columbia University, majoring in economics and exploring the wealth disparities in the United States, and she will be competing in track and cross country. This year's female recipient is Caroline Adams. This year's male recipient is a volunteer. He volunteers at Dormont Mount Lebanon Sportsman Club, helping with their events there. He also has been helping people with Alzheimer's disease with their medication schedules. He also has a 5.2 weighted QPA. He's a Rensselaer Medal winner, RIT Business and Leadership Award winner, National Honor Society member, Cum Laude Society member, and National German Exam Level 3 Gold Certificate member. Athletic-wise, he was Mount Lebanon rifle team for 4 years. He was team captain for 2 years. He led the team to the PIA state championship and a Whitfield championship. His future is, when I read his thing, he has 3 schools he's looking to attend. I don't know what he's eventually picked. Clarkson University, Miami, University of Ohio, Rensselaer Polytechnical Institute, majoring in computer engineering. This year's male recipient is Sigmund Kukla. Thank you.
So I do want to again extend my appreciation to the Blue Devil Club for all of their support of Mount Lebanon athletics. As you heard, that's a tremendous amount of money that they and our families raise to provide the highest quality opportunities. Last night we had the opportunity to recognize our seniors who are going on to play collegiate sports, 32 seniors going on to continue their collegiate or their athletic career at the college level, and that is in no small part to the support of the Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Club and all of our families. So we do appreciate all that you do. Now to present the Mount Lebanon Retired School Employees Association Scholarship is Miss Margaret Caskey and Mrs. Joan Hayden.
The Mount Lebanon Retired Employees Award is a scholarship given to a Mount Lebanon High School senior who will be continuing his or her education. The award is based on academic excellence, school activities, and community service.
And this year's scholarship award goes to Max Kazmerchik.
Our next award is the John Alexander Award. Here to present that award is Unit 3 Principal, Miss Hannah Mincemoyer.
The John Alexander Award Scholarship was established to honor the memory of John Alexander. John worked at Mount Lebanon School District for many years, always with a smile and full of purpose. This award wishes to recognize a student who possesses these same attributes. John was an inspiration to all who knew him. I am proud to announce this year's recipient of the John Alexander Scholarship Award is Noor Kraysat. Next is the John B. Jones Memorial Scholarship. The John B. Jones Memorial Scholarship was created in memory of John B. Jones. He was a 1975 graduate of Mount Lebanon who went to Indiana University of Pennsylvania and studied journalism. Mr. Jones also had a passion for photography and later opened his own photography business. This scholarship is awarded to a senior who plans to attend a 4-year college or university to study photography, journalism, or political science. There are 2 recipients this year. This year's recipients are Jenica Fosnot and Tyvin Lee. Here to present the Matthew Conover Memorial Scholarship Fund is Matthew's father, Mr. David Conover.
Good evening. Matt died when he was 12 years old from lymphoma, a cancer of the white blood cells, after a 9-month battle in July of 2002. And at the time, he was a 7th grader at Mellon Middle School. The scholarship was created by our family to honor Matt, as well as a graduating Mount Lebanon senior. Those who knew Matt knew that he had an infectious smile and was always happy. He always wanted that happiness for others too, and wanted his friends and family to get along. He was the kind of student that teachers would have the new kids sit next to, because he would make them feel welcome and accepted. He was a conscientious student and worked hard, and he gave his best to his schoolwork and always approached learning and school with excitement. He was, as a 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Coffey said, her good kid. Matt loved Legos. He could spend hours constructing all kinds of robots and contraptions, and he was an original maker. And it was in his honor that our family donated a Matt's Makerspace to each of the elementary schools in the district. More recently, the Matt middle schools were funded, and now over 45 spaces in the Pittsburgh area have been donated in his honor, including libraries, schools, and hospitals. And it is our hope that you too will give back to your community and that nurtured and supported you. Matt had interest in many other areas and enjoyed all kinds of sports just for the pure joy of them. Music was important to him as well, and he played drums in the Mellon Middle School, and drums fit his lively personality to a T. These qualities were part of the criteria used to select from the applicants, and one facet used by the committee was also one that Matt possessed, one that had a tremendous impact on all those who were fortunate to know him. Matt faced his grueling treatment regimen with quiet courage, faith, and grace well beyond his years. He never complained. He never said, "Why me?" He was truly inspiring to all those who crossed his path during this ordeal, his family, his friends, even the medical staff. His overflowing funeral was a testament to his reach and his touch. Now, many of you have faced challenges in your life and will face even more. There's just no avoiding sickness, death, heartache in life. What matters is how we choose to respond to them, how we grow from them, and how we display character. This is the legacy of Matt, and a trait we cherish and honor with this award. So it is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient of the Matthew Conover Memorial Scholarship, Cam Natali.
I know Mr. Conover spoke of it a little bit, but truly, Matt's Makerspace is one of the most impactful educational nonprofits in the region. So we appreciate the Conover's generosity, not only to Mount Lebanon, but all across Western Pennsylvania. So thank you. Here to present the Dave Bragdon Scholarship Fund is Dave's parents, Mr. Jeff and Mrs. Marion Bragdon.
We used to get up a lot easier.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. We are Jeff and Marion and Jeff Bragdon. Our son David, who I call Spud, graduated from Mount Lebanon High School in June 2001. He died in July, a month later, in an auto accident. His high school experience was hugely influenced by Mount Lebanon High School Fine Arts Department, particularly music and theater. After his death, we created the Dave Bragdon Scholarship with the Pittsburgh Foundation for graduating Mount Lebanon High School seniors with a demonstrated interest in the arts. Marion will explain give the awards and talk about the awardees, I get the honor, the privilege of talking briefly about our son and how his involvement with fine arts came about. When it was time to choose an instrument, he decided he wanted to play the bassoon, and the school said, no, you can't play the bassoon, you have to play the clarinet for a while. And he reluctantly decided to play the clarinet, which he only needed to play for a month or two before they let him play the bassoon. One day I overheard a conversation between, and he was actually pretty good, David and his mother, and it went like, I quit. You can't quit. You can't make me not quit. And then said, okay, here's the deal. You have to take something in the arts. You can quit, but you have to take something in the arts. He decided on theater, and it became his passion. He wrote and produced 2 one-act plays that were performed in the daytime theater, yeah.
Oh, my turn?
Your turn.
I know he likes to talk. It just was pretty amazing what happened. Spud had a lot of football player friends and hockey player friends, and he said the only sport that he wanted to do was what you hit with a racket. Anyway. At any rate, he really fell in love with theater. It was pretty amazing. And ever since, we wanted to reward people that might think of going into the arts. Kirk Vonnegut, who I love the stuff that he wrote, said, go into the arts because it's something that's very human in a way to make life better. And I think it's true. It's a way to make your soul grow. And for heaven's sakes, Kurt says, sing in the shower, dance to music, tell stories, write a poem, even if it's a lousy poem, but do it as well as you can, just so you can create something and do something different. The students that we selected for this award displayed that. Reading some of their essays, a couple of them I'm going to hold in my heart forever. Did you want to mention their names? And All right, he says.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you something about each one.
There are 4 awardees, and if they can all come down, and we'll present them in a group. Brennan Clary. Natalie Koenig. You have to help me.
He's just throwing them. This is Carter Frakel Conti. You must be Natalie.
And Hunter Egan.
Hunter Egan. Awesome. Okay, so Brennan, we will start with you because we saw you last performing. We go to all their performances. We're running ragged, but it was really fun. We saw you last. He's a percussionist and in Mount Lebanon percussion. But what I gleaned in your essay, it was the marching band is a real passion for you, the Blue Devil Marching Band. So. And also, he's part of a wind ensemble, so you do a lot with percussion. That's pretty awesome. You also played for the Pennsylvania Music Educators. Yes. So, at any rate, he's done a lot of good things and a lot of participation in life skills because of all the percussion that he's doing. And the second person that I wanted to acknowledge is Natalie. And it just kind of fit in that way. Natalie is in choir and chorus, triple trio, so you must have a nice voice, I would assume, from all of this. But she's in evening theater, so you've been in a lot of productions, and that's the sort of stuff that our Spud got into. You're also and this is what I wanted to tell you, co-founder of the Poetry Club. And what was really awesome, girlfriend, when you wrote in your essay about a piece of cloth in a thrift shop that had a hole in it. And very beautiful things can have holes in them, but those holes tell a story. That's poetry, girlfriend.
Thank you.
So she did co-found a poetry club, by the way, so that's something that I hope will go on in all of this. So the other thing is she's a tap dancer, and so I wanted to call her second because he is a percussionist, and you're a foot percussionist, and I thought maybe you could teach him something. And then Carter Frakel Conti. Where is that you?
That's me.
That's Grandpa. That's what I know. And someone we saw you be Grandpa.
You saw me as people, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So, at any rate, you're going to go into the theater.
Yes.
Apparently, that is so crazy. But you have caused us some real problems because we go around and we see different performances and things. And we're at St. Clair. This is middle school, and they're doing Beauty and the Beast. And all we're thinking is holy S word, Carter. That's Carter, because this is in his essay. He used bad words. But it's just always, we're thinking, you did. I'll show them. Carter. It was a neighbor. You said a neighbor saw you on stage in Beauty and the Beast when you were in 7th grade.
Right.
Well, at any rate, you amuse us, and we enjoyed seeing you in the performances. So you get an award also. These are all $5,000 awards, which isn't a whole lot, but it adds up. It helps. And Hunter, yes, because we never had a statement with so much appreciation just for the arts and for the art curriculum that's here, and we'll share that with the art department. That every experience that we have is so important. It's about acceptance. We all accept and care. So for these guys, we love you. Where's your, you can give me, Biddy. Okay.
Here to present the Celia Slager West Kushner Memorial Scholarship is Mr. Joe Kushner, husband of the late Celia Kushner.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Thompson, and congratulations to all the graduating seniors. I am here to present the Celia Slager West Kushner Memorial Scholarship. This award is established in memory of Coach Wes Kushner and is awarded annually to a graduating senior from the Mount Lebanon field hockey program who is continuing on with their education. I am Joe Kushner, and Celia was my wife. In the world of Mount Lebanon field hockey, Celia is known as its mother and founder. She grew up in Dayton, Ohio, and along with her sister Cinda, played field hockey in high school. Both went on to be field hockey stars at Miami University of Ohio. In 1997, Celia's daughter, Allison, a Mount Lebanon High School student, wanted to follow in her mother's footsteps and play field hockey. But the program was not offered in Mount Lebanon. She questioned why, and other students, that she and other students didn't have the option to play, like other schools. Field hockey was her passion, and Celia believed her daughter was right. Celia was an amazing person. She had passion enthusiasm, and vision. That very year, the program started as an intramural sport with Celia as its coach. 70 students showed up to play. A year later, although interest and participation was still high, money became an issue because the field hockey program was an intramural sport. Financial help was not available from the school's budget. To ensure Lebo's field hockey future, Celia knew that the answer was to obtain WPIAL status. Her first step was to form a club. She led a group of parents, created a slate of officers, continued to coach, scrambled for playing fields and equipment, made phone call after phone call, and developed a schedule for our Mount Lebanon team to play other high schools throughout the tri-state area. In 1999, the field hockey program was granted club status, which entitled them to some school district support. And then in 2003, only 6 years from start to finish, Celia's vision and determination came to culmination when Mount Lebanon field hockey became an official WPIAL Mount Lebanon High School sport. All this while she was mother to 5 girls, a wife, a sister, a daughter, and the alpha to Murphy, a hyperactive dog that loved her dearly. Through it all, Celia kept interest and enthusiasm high by encouraging players and giving out equal playing time, regardless of experience. She had a firm resolve and compassion that each player's experience be positive. Today, the Mount Lebanon field hockey program is thriving. Because of her enduring commitment and love for the community, hundreds of girls have benefited from Celia's devotion. For her work and dedication, Celia received a Pennsylvania State Commendation. And in 2003, she was named the Mount Lebanon Outstanding Citizen by our municipality. Sadly, Celia, at the age of 49, lost her fight to ovarian cancer. Tonight, I am here to present this award in her memory. In Celia's footsteps, this year's recipient of the $1,000 scholarship has demonstrated maturity, dedication, a positive attitude, and knows the importance of giving back. As an undergrad, she has achieved academic honors, has given her time generously at the South Hills Food Pantry, and has been a member of the Three Rivers Youth Orchestra. Schools she is considering to attend are the University of Pittsburgh, Penn State, Virginia Tech, and Elon University, where she plans to pursue her interest in architecture and environmental science. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Molly Kubilius. Is here? Oh.
Here to present the Richard J. Breyer Memorial Scholarship is Richard's daughter, Mrs. Sherry Breyer McCune.
The Richard Breyer Memorial Scholarship for the Trades is sort of a long title for a $1,000 scholarship for a Mount Lebanon graduate continuing their education in a trade or technical career. The scholarship is named after my dad, a 1952 graduate of Mount Lebanon High School. He worked for, and then later owned, a water heater distributorship in Lawrenceville. And this award is funded from selling old, obsolete water heater parts on eBay. My dad always told us kids about the importance of trade and technical careers. He would say, we need the plumbers, we need the electricians, the auto mechanics, the carpenters, the beauticians, the people educated with skills that the average person cannot do. And tonight I want to emphasize electrician. For most of us, our knowledge of the electrical world does not go much past flipping a switch or changing a light bulb. Some of us may know to check the fuse box if something is not working and maybe flip that switch. But I'm guessing for most people, that's as far with electrical troubleshooting as we can go. Our recipient tonight is planning to attend Rosedale Technical College to become an electrician. Taking from the applicant's essay, our recipient wants a career that is in high demand, with great job security, and a career that cannot be replaced by artificial intelligence. This is a name you will want to remember because at some point in your life, you will need to call an electrician. So congratulations to the recipient of the Richard Breyer Scholarship, Joshua Rattay.
Our final award before our first intermission is the Kelly B. O'Toole Memorial Scholarship. The Kelly B. O'Toole Memorial Scholarship was established to honor Kelly B. O'Toole, who was a devoted and loving mother, daughter, aunt, and friend. Kelly was passionate about her family and holiday traditions. She was a loyal friend who often took the opportunity to recognize birthdays and special occasions. She loved animals and would support animal charities. The recipient of this year's Kelly B. O'Toole Memorial Scholarship is Max Kazmierczyk. Before breaking for intermission, can we get another round of applause for our very generous presenters tonight? So we'll now pause for a brief intermission. Just as a reminder, all students are requested to stay for the entire ceremony. At this time, we will begin that brief intermission to allow our next group of presenters to move on stage. For those that did receive a scholarship award in our first half, if you'd like to get a picture, I know that the presenters would probably like to have a conversation with you and an opportunity for a picture. So if you could come down to the stage and get that picture taken, that'd be great. We'll begin in about 10 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to begin the second half of our program. Our first award is the Lori E. Lust Achievement Award. Here to present the Lori E. Lust Achievement Award is Mr. Chris Lust, her brother.
Thank you and good evening. I appreciate being back at my alma mater. I can't believe this is my 29th year I've been doing this, so it's been wonderful, and every year it seems like more impressive student body that we have here at Mount Lebanon. As a Principal Joel Thompson, I couldn't remember this. Introducing, my name is Chris Lust. I'm here to present the Lori Lust Achievement Award in honor of my sister. Lori is my best friend, and I'm honored to be here tonight to present this award in her memory. As I said, this is the 29th year we've been giving out, and it's the 40th scholarship we've given in honor of my sister to a Mount Lebanon student here at the high school. Lori was an honor student, an athlete, a volunteer, a leader, a beloved friend, sister, and daughter. The award plaque that we give out each year, that's held here in the school, reads, "To those who cope, care, and excel." The recipient tonight possesses and demonstrated all of these traits during his time at Mount Lebanon High School. I'd like to present this year's Lori Lust Achievement Award to Micah Gill.
Here to present the Paul L. Welliner III Memorial Scholarship is Mary Ann Welliner, wife of the late Paul Welliner.
Thank you. Good evening. I too am a Mount Lebanon High School graduate. I graduated from this school 65 years ago. When my husband, Paul, loved Mount Lebanon. He loved kids, he loved coaching sports, and he loved his alma mater, the University of Pennsylvania, and was very proud of graduating from that school, as well as having our 4 kids follow in his footsteps and graduate from Penn. So we are presenting this award to an outstanding student athlete who will attend the University of Pennsylvania next year, Mr. Michael Malone.
Here to present the Society of Women Engineers Certificate of Merit is Miss Mary Ann Walsh, life member of the Society.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Oops. I'm Mary Ann Walsh. I'm a chemical and industrial engineer from the University of Pittsburgh. I'm a SWE fellow and a volunteer leader for the Society of Women Engineers, which we affectionately abbreviate as SWE. We think engineering is a great career choice for women and men also. SWE has been encouraging girls to pursue engineering for more than 70 years. Once they become engineers, SWE provides resources and networking to help you succeed. We also support hundreds of STEM programs for girls, including programs such as this tonight, our Certificate of Merit program. The Certificate of Merit program honors high school girls who are interested in engineering as a career and are high achievers in math and science. I'd also like to publicly recognize the Southwestern Pennsylvania Engineering Outreach Organization that gives SWE a grant to partially fund this program. This evening, we are honoring a senior at Mount Lebanon High School who is planning on studying engineering in college. We're so proud of her. Congratulations to Tessa Turnello.
Here to present the Lieutenant Terrence Mulkeen Memorial Award is Tom Mulkeen, Terry's brother.
Good evening. Right before we started, the 3 of us were sitting in the back row there, and Principal Thompson came up to me and said, "Please move up and sit next to me." I have not felt that shudder of fear since 1979. On behalf of my brother Terry's mom, siblings, family, and friends, I'm proud to present the 33rd Terrence Mulkeen Memorial Award. My brother Terry was a graduate of Mount Lebanon in 1977. He was a high honor student. He played basketball and football. In 1975 and 1976, he was a quarterback of Mount Lebanon's football team. After graduation, he went to Carnegie Mellon, where he majored in mechanical engineering and economics. After that, he enrolled in officer training school with the Navy, and in 1983 got his wings and began his childhood dream of flying. He became a Top Gun pilot, won Naval Aviation, say that quick, Naval Aviation Pilot of the Year in 2000. In March of 1991, his life was cut tragically short in a training accident in Key West, Florida. 24 hours later, his high school friends from Mount Lebanon created this award. And as I said, this is the 33rd year we'll be giving it out. The candidate was a multi-sport competitor in cross country, swimming, and track, as well as being a high honor student and the scholar athlete that embodies the scholarship that we have today. She will be attending Penn State in the Schreier Honors College with a focus on pediatrics. It's my pleasure to give this award to Kate Mooney.
The next award is the Richard F. Aldersert Memorial Scholarship. When Mount Lebanon High School experienced the loss of Richard Aldersert in 1981, students and staff chose to establish a memorial scholarship in his name, the Richard F. Aldersert Memorial Scholarship. Richard greatly contributed to Mount Lebanon School District and the community. This award is given to scholar athletes who embody Richard Aldersert's attributes. The recipients of the Richard Aldersert Memorial Scholarship for this year are Ellie Reinhart and Michael Malone. Next is the Dr. J. Martin Nicholas Award. Dr. J. Martin Nicholas served the Mount Lebanon School District for many years. He held many roles in the district, including principal, director of instruction, and assistant superintendent. His death was a great loss to his family and friends, as well as the school community at large. Dr. Nicholas earned advanced degrees in education from the University of Pittsburgh and held the university in high esteem. The Nicholas family chose to establish a memorial award to be given annually to a Mount Lebanon High School senior attending the University of Pittsburgh. This year's award goes to Tiba Latif. Here to present the Mount Lebanon Police Association Scholarship is the Mount Lebanon School Resource Officer, Officer Jeffrey Billick.
Good evening. The Mount Lebanon Police Association Scholarship is awarded to 4 members of the senior class for the purpose of continued education at the college, university, technical school, or business school of their choice. Each applicant is evaluated based on numerous criteria, including personal responsibility and academic achievement. On behalf of the Mount Lebanon Police Association, I am pleased to present the following awards to Max Kamirzchek, Danica Kramer, Lily Mira, hang on a minute, Mary. Kathleen Mooney. And the other one. From here to there. I think it's Kathleen.
Or any of the other ones stuck together? Okay.
See, this isn't as easy as it looks. Here to present the Lebo Pride Scholarship is Aaron Weber, Lebo Pride Activities Director.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of Lebo Pride to present our first ever scholarship to a Mount Lebanon High School student. While developing this scholarship, our board gave heartfelt consideration regarding the character of a student that may consider applying. We can honestly say that our expectations were far surpassed, not only with the applicants, but in the person we chose as our recipient this evening. Lebo Pride as an organization was founded to embody equality, equity, and diversity within our LGBTQ+ community here in Mount Lebanon, as well as championing the constant fight for access, understanding, and acceptance for queer folks in and outside of the educational realm. We believe it is our children, our students, who will shoulder the monumental task of spreading awareness in their quest for acceptance, while at the same time remaining true to what they know in their heart of hearts, that they matter and their stories matter. And before I ask Logan Coleman to join me up here, I'd first like to read part of a letter from their English teacher, Mrs. Phillips. And if this doesn't cut to the core, nothing will. These are her words. Logan is a fierce proponent of social justice and sees the world through that lens without fail. Though students often speak up on behalf of the marginalized groups of which they are a part, Logan tirelessly defends any and all derided and discounted persons, and is able to do that both logically and compassionately, both vehemently and politely, and both sternly and mercifully. Just about everyone who knows Logan will tell you that Logan's art is thoughtful and breathtaking. They will tell you that Logan is an incredible writer, both creatively and analytically. They will tell you that Logan has held positions of leadership in both athletic and extracurricular groups, and has led those groups with enthusiasm and high expectations. They will tell you that Logan is an asset to the classroom, but what not everyone knows is that Logan's talent for all of these things is a testament to Logan's authenticity. Logan's art is so compelling because it is real, and it is real Logan. Logan writes so beautifully for the same reason. Logan feels deeply, defends passionately, teaches sensitively, counsels compassionately, leads fairly, and loves genuinely. Logan will make you laugh when you need it, make you think again when you've already decided, and make you aware that other people in the world and in your immediate circle need you to give them your best. Not everyone knows this about Logan, but everyone knows themselves and each other better because of Logan. It is my honor to present Logan Coleman with the first ever Lebo Pride Scholarship.
Here to present the Robert J. Quinn Memorial Scholarship are Robert's sons, Philip, Rob, and Sam Quinn.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Phil. These are my brothers, Sam and Rob, and we're here to present the very first ever Robert J. Quinn Memorial Scholarship. Our dad, named Rob Quinn, and known to his friends as Quinner, was a graduate of Mount Lebanon High School, class of 1986. He was a 4-year member of the men's soccer team, and he continued to play soccer up through his collegiate years at Bethany College. And during his time at Bethany, his love for sports continued to show, where he walked on to the men's lacrosse team as a freshman, continued to play all 4 years. He was also an avid outdoorsman. This love came later in life, where it's a love that he shared with me, my brothers, my mom, and a lot of his other friends and family, doing hunting and fishing trips all over the world. His time spent on sports teams and on the sports field really created some of the most deep and foundational relationships that he had in his life. Specifically, his Mount Lebanon soccer experiences created a brotherhood. He had 4 sisters, and he created the brothers that he never had through Mount Lebanon soccer. Being on sports teams gave him the goals and challenges and the attitude to get through life and not only win, but to do it as a team. And through this scholarship, we hope to pass this on. So we would like Jacob Lehman to come down here and be the first ever recipient.
Here to present the Georgia Pogue Personal Achievement Award is Mrs. Bonnie Doherty, past PTA president.
Without interruption, the Mount Lebanon City Council of PTAs has awarded an annual scholarship to a deserving senior since our inception. In 1997, Council changed the name of this scholarship in honor of a guidance counselor at Mount Lebanon High School, Georgia Pogue. Upon her untimely death, her family bequeathed $25,000 to the PTA Scholarship Fund, and the PTA renamed this scholarship fund the Georgia Pogue Personal Achievement Award in her memory. Since that time, a portion of every PTA membership sold in the Mount Lebanon School District, from elementary school through high school, is put into the Georgia Pogue account. Students are nominated by teachers and guidance counselors, and a committee meets annually to review the nominations and select 7 recipients, 7 signifying the 7 elementary schools in our district. The selection committee is made up of members of the high school administration, the high school counseling department, and representatives from both the high school PTSA and the Mount Lebanon City Council of PTAs. No member of the committee can have a student who is a member of the senior class, and any information in the application that would identify a nominee is redacted. Nominees must meet the following criteria: have significantly improved their academic performance during their high school career, are all around good citizens or solid students, and are always there, dependable members of our school community, helping others, but not necessarily in the limelight. This evening, each of our scholarship recipients will receive $500 towards postgraduate expenses. These expenses include, but are not limited to, expenses at an institution of higher education, career training, or job-seeking expenses. Earlier today, we presented these students with certificates at our annual PTA awards ceremony. Tonight, we're going to be presenting them with their checks. We just don't like them to get lost in the backpacks. This is truly the best part about being the president and now past president of PTA Council, and it is truly my honor to present these scholarships this evening. And kids, just so that you are aware, I'm doing this in reverse order tonight. I just don't want to surprise any of you. Our first recipient tonight is Lily Mira. Lily is a dedicated student who has remained at the top of her game since 9th grade while taking some of the most challenging courses offered at the high school. Lily goes above and beyond the course requirements and has even volunteered to teach elementary school children. In the face of adversity, Lily remains an integral part of the community, in and out of school, serving in leadership roles and volunteering over 150 hours of her time to service. After high school, Lily is interested in pursuing a biomedical engineering degree and will continue to blaze her own path to success. Please join me in congratulating Lily. Gus Kohler is a decorated and high-achieving student who has displayed consistent academic strength and rigor across his high school career. He has a genuine love of learning and a strong commitment not only to academics but also to music. In addition to having a full schedule, Gus gives up his lunch period to participate in the orchestra program and is regarded by his instructor as a very good composer. Despite personal challenges, Gus continues to demonstrate excellence in each of his endeavors, both inside and outside the classroom, and there is no doubt that he will continue to excel. Please join me in congratulating Gus Kohler. Lane Corbell is an upbeat and positive individual who has made tremendous strides in his academic success over the past 2 years. His teachers describe him as respectful, independent, and hardworking, and are proud to speak of his grit and resilience through personal challenges he has faced. This mature young scholar takes everything in stride and undoubtedly will succeed in his future endeavors. Please join me in congratulating Lane Corbell. Okay. Nor Crasat is a kind, thoughtful, and driven young woman with a great sense of humor. She has impressed her teachers and counselors with her consistent academic excellence and steadfast determination to achieve her goals. Her honest, hard work comes naturally to her and is complemented by a truly kind heart. Nora continues to advocate not only for herself, but for other students as well, and her persistence, perseverance, and resilience have had a positive ripple effect across the community that cannot be ignored. After high school, Nora plans to continue to advocate and help others by studying law as she leads herself to personal and professional success. Please join me in congratulating Nora Crasat. Aubrey Hermosilla is a kind, caring, and thoughtful individual whose hard work and resilience has led her to academic and personal success. Her humble and polite demeanor has remained unwavering through various obstacles, and her positive attitude and willingness to persevere makes her deserving of this recognition. We are confident that Aubrey will continue to grow in each of her endeavors and wish her all the best as she continues to pursue and reach her goals. Please join me in congratulating Aubrey Hermosilla. Okay. Micah Gill has an inspiring story and has made significant impression on the person who nominated him for recognition. This individual shared that Micah is one of the most impressive students for his analytical and reasoning ability, as well as his research and writing skills. Micah keeps a standard of excellence that is admirable and hard to come by at his age, and holds several leadership positions within the school. He is a kind and caring individual and has a positive impact on those around him and the school community. It is with confidence that I say that he will continue to grow as a person and student, and has great promise for continued success. Please join me in congratulating Micah Gill. Okay, and you guys are going to have to indulge me for a second. This is the 5th year that I've been presenting these scholarships, and it has been a true honor. I've gotten the opportunity to present over $17,000 of scholarships to kids graduating each year. And the first scholarship I gave happened to be to a friend of my son's. I can remember it very vividly. And so I decided to flip the schedule this year because the list of names, so that I could come full circle and present the last award to someone who is part of our family through my daughter. Zian Dinkins is an incredible, engaging, and hardworking student with a sincere interest in learning. The individual that nominated her has been in awe of her calm, measured approach to life and her classy way of carrying herself. She has been described as a gem of a student. Zian is a decorated student who is engaged, with several different student government organizations and holds leadership positions in both inside and outside of school. She is eager to share her devotion for human rights and has even spoken on the topic in front of over 150 staff members with poise, more poise than I have right now, and confidence. And it is with honor that we present her this award to such a kind and compassionate and determined young woman. So please join me in congratulating Ziane Dinkins.
The Richard O. Dunham Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship was established by Richard's family in his honor after his passing. Richard was a graduate of the 1975 class of Mount Lebanon High School, and he had a strong interest in the arts. This scholarship is awarded to a senior who shares Richard's interest in archaeology and/or music. It is my pleasure to announce this year's recipient, Nadia Dorigo. The Paul Robert Garlitz Jr. Memorial Scholarship was established by Paul's friends, family, and the class of 1954. They established the scholarship to pay tribute to an amazing man who was a constant advocate for all things related to Mount Lebanon, both as a student and as an adult. As a student, Paul lettered in track, cross country, and he was involved in many clubs, activities, and community events. As an adult, Paul continued to be involved in the school and the community as a volunteer, a coach, and a sports official. He had a dedication and passion for high school sports that made a difference, and he enriched the lives of those with whom he interacted. It is in his memory that we present this scholarship to Samuel Bagnato. The Mark Tattersall Memorial Scholarship. This scholarship was established by Mark's family and employer. He was a project director at Shell Games in Pittsburgh. Mark attended the School of Visual Arts in New York City for a bachelor's degree in fine arts. He excelled at a career in creating art for video game companies, and Mark's work was his passion. One scholarship is awarded annually to a graduating senior at Mount Lebanon High School who will pursue a degree in fine arts or video game design or a similar major. This year's award recipient is Logan Kuhlman. Here to present the Jenny Elmold Belcher Memorial Scholarship is David Bleacher.
It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Dave Beechler, and presenting this scholarship, the Memorial Scholarship for my grandmother. She was an amazing woman who, despite becoming a widow in her early 30s, was resourceful enough to raise 5 children at the height of the Depression. She encouraged her 5 children to keep part-time jobs to help with family finances, and she also found a way to send all 5 children to college, some at the University of Pittsburgh, and my one aunt at Carnegie Institute of Technology, now called Carnegie Mellon. In addition to raising her own family, she helped my father, Edwin, and my mother, Mercedes Beach, raise 11 children and encouraged them to hold part-time jobs to help pay for their own college education. Mount Lebanon High School has helped educate many Beachlers during the past 70 years. 24 Beachlers have graduated from Mount Lebanon High School. This scholarship was established to provide financial help to deserving students for the beginning of their college education. The committee decided to award this scholarship to an outstanding individual who demonstrated high achievement in school, dedicated service to community, and tremendous work ethic that will serve the awardee well as a foundation for a very bright future. I'm pleased to present this scholarship to Rowan Hancock.
Here to present the Mount Lebanon Academic and Athletic Achievement Award is Mr. Michael Donnelly.
Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Before I begin discussing about this award, I want to let you in on a couple other things that we were discussing as we sat at the break. The first is that Miss Walsh, it seems she was at Upper St. Clair last night giving some awards for their award ceremony. And I happen to be an Upper St. Clair resident now. And I said, I don't think that there was that many. And what I can tell you, as a proud son of Mount Lebanon, I'm happy to report that Mount Lebanon gives out many more awards than Upper St. Clair does. The second thing that Mr. Malkina and I were discussing was the growth in the number of awards, because, as he mentioned, his award has been around for 30 plus years, and the award I'm about to present 22. And it's so heartwarming to see that, in fact, there's a 2-part program at Mount Lebanon now. 22 years ago, it was in the larger theater, and my recollection was that it wasn't nearly as many in the program. And that's wonderful for all of us who are up here, because everybody's giving back to the community. And what it means is that as time goes on, there's more instances of students, parents, organizations giving back into the community. And truthfully, I come up here periodically to give this award, and that is a challenge to those that are winning their awards tonight. Remember where you came from, and if you have a chance, give back when you have a chance. So the Mount Lebanon Academic and Athletic Achievement Award is a $2,500 yearly grant to a deserving student athlete who will attend one of the Ivy group of colleges and participate in sports. And this year, I'm proud to say that we have chosen 2 separate students for the award. And so I will ask that you hold your applause until both awardees have been recognized. The first awardee goes to a young man who has distinguished himself as a cum laude inductee, a National Honors Society member, and has a 5.1 GPA. On the athletic field, he has won multiple letters in several sports, including football and track, and individually, His team placed second at the 4x100 meter dash at the WPIAL meet as a junior. He's an accomplished and interesting young man who will attend Penn in the fall and play football. So our first awardee is Michael Malone. Our second awardee is a National Honor Society member as well, a cum laude inductee, and has a 5.2 GPA. She's a multiple medalist at both the WPIAL and the PIAA cross-country and track level, has been awarded all-state cross-country honors, and is a Hall of Champions inductee. And believe it or not, one always knew she'd be a great athlete. As crazy enough, I saw her play many games when she was on my oldest son's club hockey team 7 and 8 years ago. And she always had time to hang with the boys larger than her, so her success comes as no surprise to me. She will attend Columbia and run cross country in the fall. Our second awardee is Caroline Adams.
Here to present the Susan S. Federer Memorial Scholarship, sponsored by the Omega Federal Credit Union, is Eileen Jacobs.
Good evening. Thanks for having me here. The Omega Federal Credit Union, formerly known as the Mount Lebanon School Employees Credit Union until we merged last December, has been giving scholarships for over 30 years. The recipient needs to be a son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter of a credit union member. And so from that pool, the candidates need to submit an application outlining their academic achievement, their activities, their community involvement, letters of reference, and an essay explaining what this scholarship would mean to him or her. And it's very fitting that it is named for Susan Fredder. Susan was a math teacher here at the high school for 35 years. She was very involved in all sorts of activities here, staff development, and committees, writing curriculum. I believe she was one of the people who wrote the first computer curriculum here. And she was always involved in things. She was also highly involved in the credit union, serving as every office multiple times in her 20-year tenure on the board of the credit union. So it is my pleasure to give you the names of two recipients. We typically only do one, but because of the merger this year, the Omega Credit Union has doubled our scholarships. So this year, and only one of the recipients is here, we're giving this scholarship to Ellie Lee-J, and Cameron Boovey, but Cameron's not here. You get a little certificate too, and I'd like to get a picture of you at the end. Okay. Thank you.
Our next award is our final award, and that is the Principals Award. The Principals Award has been presented annually to two outstanding seniors for over 35 years. Awardees are nominated and voted on by the Mount Lebanon High School faculty and administration. This award is among the highest honors given by Mount Lebanon High School. Criteria for nomination and selection include high academic achievement, service to the school community, positive character, leadership and service to the high school, and consideration of other outstanding qualities. Each awardee will be given a scholarship, and their senior portrait will be permanently displayed in the high school building to serve as visual representation of the tradition of excellence that are displayed by these students. This year's recipients are Tiba Latif, and CJ Korowicki. This concludes the awards ceremony for this evening. I do want to mention, many people have talked about the generosity of this community, and it is always impressive how much we do give, this community gives back. And so to the students in the audience who have been honored enough and deserving enough to receive scholarships, it is important to recognize, you come from a community that gives, and to consider giving whenever you have the opportunity. And it is contagious as it has grown over the years. So I appreciate all of our sponsors that have been here tonight to give in honor of our students. So if we'd have a round of applause for all of our sponsors. I'd also like to once again recognize all of our student awardees tonight. So. We look forward to seeing everyone at the 110th Mount Lebanon High School Commencement Ceremony on Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. at the high school stadium. Have a wonderful evening. If our awardees could come down and get pictures, that would be wonderful as well. Thank you.